Okay, so we do appear to be live. So, sorry I'm coming on a touch later than I have been the past few days. So, so in my state, the quarantine is now like just starting to close down. And so I've been, yeah, music is on. So I've been doing a little bit of work for my engineering teacher, and I literally just got back from that. So, yeah. I meant to go in and schedule the stream for 5 o'clock this evening instead of the 3 o'clock that I've been shooting for the past few days. But I forgot to do that this morning because my brain was still adjusted to, sleeping until 10:30, and I had to leave the house by, quarter till 10. So, yeah, I forgot to go in and schedule that, and I figured, hey, I got home, a few minutes after 3. Let's start the stream only a few minutes after 3. But tomorrow's stream is going to... Oops, need to turn off my watch alarm. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be probably around at 5 my time, which is 10 GMT. I might wind up shooting for more like 4:30-ish, but probably 5, because I'll want a little bit of time to, clean off and cool down before I start streaming, so I'm not streaming out of breath. But yeah. So for some reason the music's broken, but stuff is working. Let's roll the date. And right around here is where I actually want the date to slow down for a bit, because it's about to be 1925 in game, and that's when a bunch of stuff starts updating. So, but both good stuff and bad stuff. So we'll get additional signals in 1925. We get the faster track around 1925, and we also get the roads updating in 1925. Now, I haven't gone and checked my comments yet, so if you have already mentioned this, I won't know yet. But if you have any preference as to whether I allow the roads to update to the modern ones or keep them old, let me know. Also, until 1925, this section, I downgraded it for a fairly simple reason. It was chucking in a ton of traffic lights, like at every single junction, and we had a ton of cars stopping there, and it had just brought most of my tram network to a complete standstill, because like this little section right here, like I think I literally have one single tram line that doesn't pass through this section of road, at least in the main city. There's only the one tram line that doesn't pass through this bit of road here. So I went ahead and I just I took out a bunch of the extra junctions so that it would simplify things a little bit here and not have as many places that would force cars to stop. And I downgraded most of the road here because the cars actually weren't using the middle lanes. In 1925, I'll get bus lanes, and whether I upgrade the roads or not, I am going to be putting bus lanes on all the big roads, so that my trams will run on the outside, and then the pedestrian traffic will run on the inside, and we'll have zero problems. But until then, I've done this solution of just making this bit be 2 lanes, because the pedestrian traffic weren't using the extra lanes, and they were stopping at a stoplight here, and a stoplight here, and a stoplight here, I think. No, that one wasn't a stoplight, but still, we had a stoplight here. That junction was in, so we had a stoplight there. We had a stoplight there. There's still a stoplight there, but that one's only got, like, a couple of lines that run through it and isn't as big a deal. Although I am still considering downgrading that stretch, too. But, as I said, we'll come back in and upgrade it in, like, 1924. So, and then, because I might keep the old roads. I'm still not sure yet. As I said, I want you guys to have at least some say in it. If nobody says anything, I think that I'm going to, like all the big roads that I've got in, I'm gonna lock those, and all of the little alleys, I'm gonna lock those. But I think the, like, just regular sized roads, I'll probably, oh, and I think I'll lock everything my trams run on. But like this little bit, I'll let that upgrade, and like I'll let that upgrade. Basically, the small alleys look terrible in the new roads, and I think the big roads with the tram tracks and everything look especially awesome as the old roads. But I'll let the medium ones upgrade, and except for, where the tram tracks are. Like, basically, I want, my traffic, and that'll actually also help because these roads are a little slower, so my vehicle traffic is going to be forced to run on the slower roads, which means that due to the pathfinding algorithms, the pedestrian traffic will tend to take the, after upgrades, faster roads. Like, that will start becoming a preferable connection. And same with, yeah, and I'm also going to do a certain amount of just overhauling the roads as well. But anyway, yeah. What I've been working on right towards the end was trying to optimize this a little bit. Yeah, the fact the music is turned off is going to bother me, but I can't figure out what's wrong with it. I have a thought. Because I wound up accidentally leaving the date on while I was doing the outro stuff, and then leaving it on for a little longer after that while responding to a phone call. So I just turn it back. But let's see, where was it? I know there's something music era dependent. I think that might be part of what broke it. Is that it may have like started changing eras, and then I reset it back. Okay, let's try turning off the music, applying, going back in, and turning on the music. I heard a little bit of music. There we go. Sorry, it was just really bothering me. But the music is fixed. Anyway, yeah, I did do a couple of things. So you'll notice that we've got a new tunnel here. Sorry. If I go into the tracks, you'll see I completely separated the bricks line from that underpass. So, yeah, just that way it's not going to tangle up as much, and it also lets the bricks line. Sorry, Mom just gave me a cookie. Anyway, it also lets the bricks line come in on the right-hand side here, because the oil line was giving me a lot of trouble with backing up on this end. And, like, it's still only gotten itself up to, like, rate 1450. And it needs to be rate 1600. And this is with, like, 2 or 3 more vehicles than it had last time. So, yeah, not the best situation here. I mean, they're just barely starting to keep the platform clear, but they're not doing a great job. And I'm thinking about setting this, and in fact, I think I will go ahead and set this train to no longer pick up tools, and then I'll put in a dedicated tools line that uses a different platform. Although, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's definitely not doing a terrible job, but it's like, I said, well, this is a thing that usually only really happens with ships, but it's because they tend to have a very low loading speed for their capacity, but it's actually hitting the point where, you know, just loading and leaving the station is starting to take longer than they can afford to do. Another solution that I've thought of is, I don't know if it'll let me get a track through there. It should, because I left a track's worth of space. The building doesn't like it, but I can probably remove and replace the building after I put the track in, or worst case, shuffle it over a little bit. So yeah, I think I will do that. And then if I move that overpass onto the other side of the track there, it'll be a little harder to route it, but I've been thinking about redoing this anyway and trying to smooth that curve out, which will probably make it easier too. And by doing that, it'll allow me to separate this out a little bit more. Yeah. And just by not having as many junctions that multiple lines are forced to route themselves through, will just make things a lot more efficient in general. So yeah, I'm going to bring this right the way back to, not quite that far. Although, actually, yeah, no, because that's the worst part of the curve there, and that's the main thing I want to get rid of, is that really nasty curve. Yeah, this one is fine on the side that it is. In fact, I prefer it on this side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can just get this to go in one segment here. Yeah, that's still, you know, it's a tight turn, but it's not as bad. Although I might try and see if I can't let's try bringing this out. Come, not down, further up. Come on, gimme. There we go. Just barely high enough to keep it bridged, and by coming up a little more like that, it'll spread the tightness out a little bit. There we go. Now we only dip down to 60, which is a lot more acceptable in my opinion there. I mean, it does give us this like little S bend, but I think I can iron that out, maybe. Only one way to find out if it'll let me, which is to take it back there and cross our fingers that, yes, it will still make a bridge. Wonderful. Yeah, and that ups the speed there a little bit. And this is one thing I found for like smoothing stuff out. You can, you know, sort of do this a few times, and it'll gradually smooth it out a little bit. Oop, no, we don't want to come off the road. We want to come off the bridge. Come on. There we go. Now it's dipping down to 59. Oh, really? Yeah, I think what we need to do is come from this end and set the curve radius that we want, rather than forcing it from that end. Yeah, and we want to be coming up nice and steep. But I definitely want to keep at least 60. So yeah, if we go as far as we can, yeah, 63 is pretty good. And that's just before that starts getting real hairy. Although, no, it's doing that, Oh, come on, you. Now, if we get it fully across like that and get it to start making embankment on this side, yeah, then it'll now we got 55 there. Maybe it'll let me redo from here? No, it will not. Not even if I fiddle with it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, this is where a force bridge tool would be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, come on, Transport Fever 2. We got it in City Skylines. Don't let City Skylines outclass you. Yeah, I think that'll do. 59 is acceptable. And we'll bring this along up to at least where the bridge starts. And I think I'm actually going to, I'll know, because since it starts bridging, that makes it more likely to continue to bridge. That's one thing that I've noticed with the track in this game, is it's a lot easier to make a bridge happen if you're already on a bridge than if you're starting on the ground and trying to make a bridge. Yeah, we want this as low as it'll go. There we go, and that is how low can you go? Exactly this low, apparently. Well, it's also going to be better if we can be going a little more that way. We can come down. Yes, we can. There we go. That's what it's given us. And that is good enough. Oh. That bridge is too low now, though. No, that's fine. We can redo this, because there was plenty of room to arch that bridge more. So we can redo it a little higher. Once again, let's try and keep 60. But I'm going to fiddle with it because it is as low as it'll let me. Oh wait, no. No, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we'd wanted to do. Yeah, what I wanted to do was to actually break this track here. And we're going to put in a second track going on this side. And this one is actually going to connect directly in this one. So yeah, there we go. That's as low as it'll give us. And I'm actually going to do this with a bigger road size than we used last time, I believe. Nope. And yeah, and it doesn't take that much, but I'll give it a little bit of Oh, and we actually want yes, and electric. Oh wow, and it's really arched. Oh, it snapped itself to the thing on the ends, I see. You know, we don't want that much slope. We want it nice and smooth so that the trams can get up and over a lot easier. And I think I am going to put this in. Oh, we're now into the 20th century, so I think I'm going to redo this as the first modern redone bridge. And we'll do this with, not that one, I've never really liked those ones. Yeah, those ones are kind of cool. And I think I can also get away with putting this a little lower and it'll still look decent. We've got other stuff we can do, though. We can do the default, which I'm not too big on. We could do that, but green, or we could do one of these ones. I don't think that's what I want either, though. See, I know there's another one. Oop, nope. So I know there's another one here. Oh no, it is that one that has the stone columns. It's just only the one variation actually has the natural stone look to the columns. The rest of them are like painted or whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this green with the green one like that. Or maybe, you know, the tram actually does look pretty good with the trestle thing. So yeah, we're gonna do this, I believe. There we go, I'm committed now. Although, I did just realize, since I redid, I mean, that bit is close enough to what it originally was that I'll leave it, but I think that this bit, it should let me put it in again. Hopefully. But this bit would look a lot, would look a bit better if I did it so that, like, after it's split off, it was in the newer brick style. Basically show that, you know, this was the old bridge, but then, you know, we redid half of it, and so now it, you know, it's newer brick on this side. Yeah, I think it looks decent. So yeah, and obviously, you know, I'll come back and I'll clean up some of the pillars offline, and this bit needs to come in here, and I'm gonna have to remove the building and hopefully the station building here, and hopefully it'll let me put it back in after the track there. If not, I'll just have to scoot it over a touch. Which I can definitely scoot it over, but yeah, and it'll let me put this in now. And right the way up. And then the oil track here, this is going to be just for this one line. Which I need to remove that signal. Actually, I think I'm going to remove this bit of track entirely. Because we want that line to just lead that way. And we might route a couple more tracks through there. In fact, this one at least, I probably am going to route through there, but yeah, I'll want to go through and mirror these signals because I already spaced these out carefully. Although I'm going to try and increase the spacing just a little bit because the radius is tighter on the inside. Although here we can keep it the same because that's an S bend, and from here on it should be fine as well. I measured those out to be sure that the blocking was at least as long as the trains I'm having running through this. That was just a intermediate one, and then that was the proper bit of blocking. That was just an intermediate one that I just kind of ignored, and then we'll need to re-block in through here. Now let's see, let's get one. Yeah, I think that was the proper block. See, that's the block distance. Yeah, up around here somewhere is where it needs to be. Right before that switch. Makes sense. And we'll mirror that with one here right before that bridge. Boom. Oh, and that one's being sent off the wrong way. Let's see. I'm actually going to put in a funky little bit of track here. So, yeah, no, I didn't think that would let me put in a double slip. Let's see. I want to see, though, can I get it to put me in a switch? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Where is the too much slope? And there we go. And now, why am I putting a track there, you might ask? For a very good reason. I'm going to try and put in a bit here that hopefully, which it doesn't look like I will be able to. Man. Yeah, what I'm wanting, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Well, I might if I'm real careful. But what I'm wanting... Actually, let's see. If I take this and I put this bit back in, and then I take this bit out and put it back in a little tighter, what I'm hoping for is that it will let me put in a bit of track that will let a train that gets stuck going this way turn around and go back up that way, which going this way, it can use this track here to go that way, so that that refinery train and any other that similarly gets stuck can go around there and up there, or if they're going this way, they can just stay on the passenger track for a bit. And then I'll probably put a little crossover there. And then anything that gets stuck on that cargo line can use the depot access, get back to its correct line, instead of driving all the way to the end of the line and using that turnaround. And boom. I mean, it is, stupidly tight curves, but a train stuck in, I believe, either of those lines. No, because that's not a double slip. But a train stuck in the outbound line there can take this switch, go through there, take this switch, go through there, and that actually will let it double flip, even if I don't need it to. And let it go through there. And that gets it onto the depot access track going this way, which it can then go up here and go out that way, or it can stay on the passenger line, and then I will get a little switch in here, and I think I'll just make this bit be a diamond. If it goes in. Doesn't look like it's going to, so I'll just put it there. And that will let any train that gets stuck going out that way, that doesn't want to go out that way, be able to turn around here instead of turning around there. So, yeah, that'll be nice. So, yeah. And I love how I made this new map, you know, to give myself, like, sprawling amounts of room to do my main junction work. And yet, I still wound up with this, you know, cramped little insanity junction here. Like, I just don't seem to be able to help it. I just, like, you know, I could have made this junction take up, like, all of this space. And I was like, nope, we're going to take a super tight turn right through this mountain here, and then do a crap ton of junction work right around it. Because why would I make things easy for myself? But honestly, that's fine. Yeah, and actually I think that's not going to be the only one using that turnaround. I bet you. Yeah, we've got another one that's going to need to use that turnaround. Possibly. Yeah. And actually, I do think that we don't want to completely force all outbound trains to use that. I think we are going to want a switch in here to let them stay on the lower track if they want to. But we want most of the trains here to be forced to take that upper track. Let's put this right here at that signal. Oh, hey, and this guy was smart and he snapped on there, so we didn't actually need that one. But having additional turnaround points like there, unless, you know, some idiot line decides to route itself through there, which none of them have, is usually a good thing, because it's nice to give your trains options. On the roads, they can just, you know, if they get stuck, they can, like, come to any junction and make a U-turn. Trains don't really have that luxury, so giving them, you know, little places like that where they can, you know, oops, I'm in the wrong lane, and, you know, make a sharp turn. Good things. Good things to do. Just, you know, just general good practice. Well, you know what? This is actually starting to bother me a little bit. I don't like the fact that, like, sharp turn and then sharp turn again. So I think we're going to take that bit out. And I'm going to downgrade that bit there to the access road. And then we're going to put this road in right there. Oh, that is such a cleaner junction, isn't it? Although we want no tram track on that because it is... Oh, fine. Put yes tram track. Just until that poor guy gets himself sorted out. But still, in the long run, that's going to be a much cleaner junction there. They just up and then up some more instead of, you know, having to make all those harsh turns. Yep, there we go. And let's make sure that everything, yeah, and we've got just the one oil line on there for now. And everything else is still using that outer one. And this should up the rate on that oil line by quite a bit. And then see, up here, so yeah, the green and purple lines both merge in here, but that'll give the oil line plenty of room to queue up. And because the green and purple lines have a signal there, but the oil line has a signal there, and especially with that short block there. So the green and purple lines, they have to pass that signal before that one will recognize and clear them. Whereas the oil line, that's the signal that clears them. And that's the signal that they have to pass to basically book that section. So this is going to force the green line and the purple line, that's the bricks line and the tools line, I believe. Yeah, purple's the one that's doing the tools. That's going to force the bricks line and the tools line to slow down and wait for the oil line that's also delivering tools up to here. Oh, also, since this is now, yeah, since that's picking up tools, this is now over rate for this poor little guy. So I'm going to give him a couple more wagons. I don't want to give him enough wagons to force him to start flipping, because I've found that the number of wagons actually does affect that. Yeah, I think I'm going to come down here and we're going to get the, this one, the 1980s, or the 1890s, 80 kilometer an hour universal state car. In our standard blue, because why not? And that one has 8, and it also has 2 compartments, which is nice. So I'm going to add 2, and hopefully that won't cause problems. Nope, he doesn't appear to be flipping. Yes, yeah, and I did make sure that that junction, that is all set up. It does all... Oh, I say as we immediately get 2 trains coming head on. Oh, no, 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 no. You go the other way. This is a one-way system for a reason. And to make sure that they remember that, I think I'm going to go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to say, this signal is not a 2-way signal. And actually, let's do it right up at this end. These signals are in only. I say as we get an error. Okay, so this idiot train was also trying to go backward. There you go, that'll stop them from doing that sort of stupid pathing when you're doing junction changes. It's just a couple of judicious one-way signals on your one-way track will force basically the entire thing to be one-way, while also allowing you to have short sections of it act as two-way. Whereas a lot of people will put in every signal one-way. And I'm like, but sometimes something comes up and you want to be able to back a train down the line for a short ways. And you can't do that if every single signal is one way. But by doing like things like that, like those effectively say, okay, you can only come in through that way, which means that no train is going to try and come out. But we still have, room to play in here with backing things up. And if for some reason we have to back a train up over here, we can. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and swap this one back to being two-way. Because I like to have any signal that can be two-way is two-way. But just enough one-way signals to stop issues. Anyway, we'll come up here and make sure that this guy is not flipping. Nope, he's not quite long enough to flip yet, so that's good. So yeah, he should be able to get through that backlog fairly quickly with me luck. And he is definitely going to be put through his paces for a while because there's a huge backlog that these guys should start digging through. Oh, oh, wow. So see what, giving those guys right-of-way has done. Jeez, yeah, no. That's, wow. Okay, then. We're going to take a couple of these ones that have that are like all older engines. As soon as this one, I'm not going to sell it, but as soon as this one drops off its load, it is going, oh, this one's like all the way back at the other end. That's fine. But, like, yeah, we're going to take a couple of these. It's got 4 fuel on it. I think we can stand to lose 4 fuel. You're going back to the depot. Let's see, and that's brought the rate down from like 2,000 something to still 2,000 something. That one's an even messier. That one's not only got 5 old engines on it, but it's also got, a mismatched variety of cars. So this one also, as soon as these guys come and drop off, this is going to drop it off soon. Like, and the thing is, all of these trains, they absolutely can handle the amount of load. Like, the power is exactly the same as the new one, but it's got 5 small engines versus 2 or 3 newer ones. And because they're, 5 smaller, older engines, I can split them up and do little shuttle services better. And it also makes it so that the train in its current state is a little longer, which is not as good for, blocking purposes. It's more likely that this train will, slightly overdo one bit of blocking and throw a bunch of stuff off than one of the newer trains that only has 2 engines, rather than, 3 at the front and 2 more in the rear. So, yeah. I'm going to take, so yeah, these older ones, I'm going to send them back to the depot, and I'm going to break them down into, as first things first, I'm going to combine them all. And I'm going to have it so that, engines and freight cars in the rear, and then we'll be able to, grab those freight cars for new trains and put the engines on new trains. Yeah, nothing useful up there. The fastest thing there is 100 kilometers an hour, and we're already going 120 on passenger and buying those 120 vehicles for freight in preparation to go 120 when it unlocks in a little while. Yeah, I think the 120 freight doesn't unlock in 1925. I don't think. Yeah, this guy is unloading now. Technically, I could probably get rid of him now because we've gotten the money already, but nope. Put that free fuel back. You're going to the depot. And now we'll follow. Let's see, how is the line doing now? Yeah, 1850. I think we're going to perfectly adequate because we're going to need 1,600 rate for the crude oil. And a little bit more, because we're also bringing up pools for here. So we'll need 1,600 plus 78. So, yeah, about 1,700. And if I took another train off, it'd probably dip below that. And having a little bit of overkill for now is not a bad thing. It'll help take the backlog out a little bit. It's no longer overloaded, so this is perfectly fine. Yeah, and I mean, eventually, actually, no, I can't possibly squeeze more tracks than this through here, because and then I could get a bunch of stuff to budge up if I were, well, no, I could just make that turn shallower. It'd be hard, but I probably could do that. And so, yeah, I probably could leave that, or even, budge that up a little bit and, move stuff up like 2 or 3 units, and then have the docks at a bit further out. and I had to just budge the whole harbor just a hair this way. And actually, no, because with where that is, it would give me 2 more tracks, which would actually be enough. And then I wouldn't have to mess with that. I wouldn't have to mess. Actually, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and do that. I mean, I'm not going to put the tracks in yet, but I'm going to do the actual moving of the harbor. Okay, so yeah, we need to put... Oops, no, not there. Get back here, you. We need... Although, let's see, yeah, we've got enough here, because we've only got the 1 line coming in, so I can actually get rid of 2 of them like that, and then put that in there. This coming off the middle. Then remove that, then put in the other one there, then put in the landings, and because of the way I'm budging it up, I can also get a small landing in there. Well, I can if I do a little bit of terraforming first. And then that's going to go, and all of these, I'm going to take out and put them back in. And then until I actually do budget up, I'm going to go ahead and put the little asphalt panels all the way down, because I think that'll look good. But yeah, I think this will be a much better long-term solution. Because it does still have, you know, that hard on the docks type vibe from the for the rail yard, because I still want the rail yard to be, you know, very much like hard on the ship's harbor. I want this to, you know, all be one massive cargo area. But I think that it will be a bit nicer to have this extra room here that I can put the tracks in. And it also means that I don't have the funky collision thing with, you know, the track slipping through there. So that's going to be nice. And we'll have bollards all along the rail line until I get rid of this and put in 2 more, one or two more. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the full 4 tracks that I can fit through there, although I might at some point. Or at the very least have like the 4th track for like that section, because that area is forced to be super slow just because of how tight a turn it is. So that winds up being a speed bottleneck as well as just a number of tracks bottleneck. And by having the additional tracks, that gives more places for the long trains to sit and wait for other trains to, you know, slowly inch their way through the turnaround. So I might do like... Oops, didn't mean to take that out. But I might do like, you know, quad track through, like, you know, where the harbor ends. And I'm guessing that more lines are going to wind up going out that way than any other direction. So I might even, just for convenience sake, run another track, like the 4th track over, run this just under there, level, I don't think I'd want a level crossing that, but maybe even, you know, like, put in, you know, one of those underpass bits under the bridge, and then pop it back up, like, over here, and then just come all the way around and just join in, like, right the way up there. So that, you know, we'd be joining where it's faster rather than And that would also let some of the trains just skip out on all of this junction work. Because I do think it is a lot better to not force trains through overcomplicated junctions. I mean, even with like the overs and unders and everything, especially on the under track, but on the over as well. But like, that's a honestly. I mean, I did put a block in the middle of this bridge to fix it a little bit, but I can't in the well, I can, but it would look stupid in the tunnels until I get the proper signals for it, which I'm not going to get until 1925. But anyway, though, yeah, and I think that even not considering that I'm eventually going to have to have done this, I think even just just for now, it does look a lot nicer with the pavement here than it did with the warehouses directly against the tracks. And I think it'll look even better when I can and when I do, I'll probably turn these around to face the other way so the bollards are up against the track. I do think that'll just come out nicer, and I can then, once I get all 4 tracks, extend that over to the 4th one. And at least this section I would have to quad track right from the beginning, but the rest, I think what I'd probably do is I'd initially have it be like 3 tracks and then a gravel track, or one of the ballast only ones, and then eventually I would upgrade the ballast only one to have rails and then start utilizing it. Just get everything just running through nicely. And it's more important to do that on the out than the in, because the out is bottlenecked through this 45-kilometer-an-hour bend there, whereas the ins don't have, I mean, yes, they have to stop for other trains, but if there was no traffic, they could just go straight on through at full speed here. Like, I think it dips down a little slower there, but it's like 60 or 70 going in, and like that train is going at speed just right on in. Yeah. And I also think I might do something a little bit gamey and like take out like several sections of track within the station and put them in as regular track instead of station track, so I can have a signal like up there, and then this train will start pulling into the station once the other one is only half out, instead of when it's all the way out. But anyway, that's our first electric train. I don't think we're going to wind up using that. I tend to not bother with electrification. But I don't know. Maybe at some point here I'll do an early electrification themed map. Download all this Swiss electric stuff GT's been using and try and electrify as soon as possible and just completely skip over diesels entirely. As I'd try and have a map electrify right from the start. But I don't know. I have a bit of a steam nut, so anyway, though, let's see. How is this doing rate-wise? Yeah, it's settled out to be that 1886, which is honestly wonderful. Oh, also, I did get in my first electric trams, and I electrified the passenger trams, because I think I need to add another passenger tram on. Yeah, I definitely do. But yeah, because the passenger stuff is starting to back up, and so I put the electric trams on, because they have slightly more capacity and a lot more speed. But yeah, I'm going to duplicate one and get one more tram on. But yeah. Yeah, and these guys are actually a little... They're mostly going to be held back behind both the other electric trams and the cars, but they're 40 kilometers an hour versus the 35 of the passenger trams that match the cargo trams I'm using. Yeah, I wish that the cargo trams mod was as versatile as the Vanilla Tram's extensions mod. The Vanilla Tram extensions mod is where these ones be the 3 long variants versus the 2. This one now comes in 1, 2, and 3 car variants instead of just 2. Same for a lot of the other ones. And I wish that the cargo trams went as far as that one did, because that mod does it for like everything, whereas the cargo trams mod only does like a few different trams. I mean, like it only actually does, you know, one of the steam trams, and I think it does one of the steam trams and a few of the later electric trams, but there's like, you know, only 5 or 6 cargo trams versus every single I mean, I get why, like the multi-card one, they didn't have to make or modify any assets. It was just, you know, whack it in and you're done. But it would have been nice to, like, have, you know, these 40 kilometer an hour, slightly lower capacity ones in cargo variant. Like, just, you know, edit out the seats, edit the sides off the same way that they did with the other ones. Oh, that reminds me, I never did go through and make these the dark blue. I told myself, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do it. I didn't. So yeah, those guys are now my matching deep blue that I'm trying to do all of my cargo stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do. I'm liking this map. I think I did a real good job on this cargo area. And I think that, well, I didn't, you know, intentionally do it. I have left myself just enough room to expand that I can, you know, add additional tracks here in order to, you know, funnel more stuff through this area. And I can also, although it'll be a little harder, put a couple more cargo ship platforms over here, and also I can take a 90-degree turn over and put a couple going that way, which I probably will do eventually, but not now, because absolute bloody pain to get that sort of thing in, and it involves a lot, especially going around this. This is 3 of those wide, so what I'd have to do is build 3 of them down, and then build back the other way, and then do my normal shuffling around to get things exactly where I want them. But, I mean, I could do it, it's just, is it really worth it? Also, another thing that I did kind of want to point out is, when I did this, I've decided for these tunnels, what I'm going to do is, in the 20th century here, these tunnels with the, basically in the 19th century stuff, I did them with the stone brick. The 20th century, I'm doing them with these, you know, regular bricks that are more like clean. And then in the I'm not going to put in any of the concrete ones until like more modern day. And similar to how I'm doing the bricks with the bridges with mostly brick bridges. This one I decided I'd put in a metal one just because I really wanted a metal one. I just didn't. It just seemed wrong to have this be a brick bridge for some reason. I guess I just don't like road viaducts as much as I like rail ones. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Let's go over here and check on this guy. Ooh. Apparently that's not getting any oil. Why is that not getting oil? That's connected. This line ought to be carrying oil, but it's not. Why is it not? Oh, because I never put the building back in. Oops. That's the only word for that one. Oh, really? Gonna be that way? Fine. Wait, well, let's just see. Will you accept this one right on the end? Oh, no. Not at all. Okay. Will you accept this one right on the end? No, you still won't. Fine. Do what you want. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that big a deal. Just, I don't know. That gap just looks dumb. And in fact, that gap is dumb, and I'm not going to have it. Oh. And of course, if I can't put track right up against it, I can't put the ballasty one either. Well, okay then. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they made the collision area for this extend past the edge of where it gets put down. I'd like to be able to put that like right up against the track. But whatever. Actually, I wonder. I mean, it would obviously mean moving this. But I'll betcha that if I remove that, I'll obviously have to redo it. But, oh wait, no, I need to remove a bit more before I can do this. So I'd have to remove that. Hopefully I removed enough. Oh yeah, no, I can't expand the station out any further. Of course it won't let me. Well, let's try this. Let's see, using my UK generic passenger halt. Well, let's try. Let's just see if it'll do this. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would do it if they were the same station. But since these are two separate stations, I'm not as sure. But I just really want this to go in nice. Oh. Nope, it is collisioning with that. Well, let's see if I can do it the other way. Oh yeah, first things first, I would have to knock that back a little bit more. Wonder if the passenger buildings have the same problem. I mean, it looked kind of weird, but I could use like the 1920s one. No. What about these ones? Nope. This one? Nope. Bigger ones. So that's the small side building, which isn't going to do it all. Bigger ones. No, it's just not going to happen at all. Okay, fine, I see how it is. Have it your way, game. I'll leave it a little bit ugly with... I mean, I could, bend that out a little bit, I guess. Next, let's see how much bending out I can get away with. It's going to be this track that defines how much I can get away with. What did I hit? Okay, good, nothing important. Removed a signal, but I can put that back in easy enough. In fact, I actually don't even think I put that signal in on that side originally anyway, so we're fine. So yeah, I'm gonna bring that up to there. Then I'm just gonna see. Yeah, oh, wow. I can get over pretty far. Jeez, okay. Let's see. Okay, that's not quite far enough. Let's see if I can get a little bit more doing like an S-bend. I put you in first. And then I come here with an S-bend. I mean, it limits the speed here by a lot, but I can, you know, make the S... If this works, like, that's the only bit, like, right there is the only bit that I really care about. So I can always make that S-bend a little longer to get the speed back up. So, cargo buildings. I want you... Ha! Take that, game. Got my pretty building in. You can't stop me from doing the pretties. Okay, yeah, that signal is in line with that walking bit. So yeah, we're gonna just whack this right the way back. Oops. I can fix it. Okay. And this should actually keep this at 120. Yep, I just slew it just a hair. Yep. Yeah, actually, I wonder, do we have a bicycle asset? Because my headcanon here is that all of this is because the station master of this station really likes putting his bicycle there. And so he absolutely refuses to let us actually put the track right in there. But no, transportation air. See. So we're just gonna check each category and just see. And if not, find a bicycle asset. Then we're gonna put a bicycle up there. Just because. Okay, we do not have a bicycle asset, but I am, yeah, there. Don't let me forget, I am going to put a bicycle asset right next to that building. Because in my headcanon, that's why we did all of this. That's why the station master wouldn't let us put the track directly up against his building. Because it's perfectly close enough to be, you know, safe. Just, yeah. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, it was in line with that one. There we go. I believe, yeah, that, and from there to there is a single block for these huge trains that I have. So yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and get this road, both the under one, which should have no tram track, there we go, that time it worked. And then we're gonna have the one that goes over the track, also with no tram tracks. There we go. And I said, and I'm going to find a bicycle asset. And I'm going to put it in here so that it looks like, the station master props his bike up against the building. And that's my headcanon reason for why we had to go through all of that effort and slew the track over that tiny bit there, is just so the station master can prop his little bike up against that wall of the building. I mean, I'm guessing it's so that you don't, like, accidentally clip something with the overhang or something, but it's like, there's no reason, the ballast part of the tracks, I mean, like, it would be, that far away from it. Like, that's more than enough distance for the trains to not clip the building. But, whatever. So yeah, after that long and complicated thing, we are now good to go again. This is now once more hooked up into that. I guess I could have just, swapped out that bit of track for regular instead of station, and then put a building there, or put it there, and whatever. We did it this way. We did it the most complicated way possible, and I'm fine with that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go up here and do what I was gonna... Oh yeah, no, I already made sure that doesn't flip. Anyway, so yeah, this should now, once again, be being supplied. Yep, it's being supplied only 100. I'm not sure if that's because it de-leveled, or because it never got a chance to level up. Probably... I don't know, it probably would have leveled up once, because it would have been fully shipping to here, but it wouldn't have been like... But this wouldn't have been producing, so this would have only demanded 100. So that would have gotten past those lines and leveled up, but it would have only been level 2. So we only lost a level instead of losing 2 levels. So yeah, I guess that's fine. And yeah, and the refineries should now be shipping their full amount, and everything will be fine. And I'm just going to make sure that the rate on this is still fine now that it's... Oh, and it's even gone up a little bit. Of course it has. Hello? Game? Why are you spinning? There we go. Usually when that happens, hitting the key again will make it stop. Oh no, the game is just being dumb, as games are wont to do sometimes. Anyway, yeah, this is now being adequately handled, now that we've partly detangled that, so let's see. And that's full level. Okay, so that's shipping its full amount. So this should also be being supplied, yeah. So, it says it's being supplied 800. With 100% transport. I guess it's just, gonna take a little bit of time for it to feel the full effect of that. I don't know. Probably the logs trains just got a little... Oh yeah, that's what it would be. Is, the logs couldn't be dropped off on the platform from there. Having, your main hubs be temporarily disconnected really messes everything up. I mean, and we don't even have as many shipping lines as I do on some of my maps, and it's like, it still is a huge deal to have it. Ooh. Yeah, I need to be a little more date conscious though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end, or at least pause the date when we're in December of 24, because 25 is when we get all the road issues, and I don't want it to start upgrading my roads. At least not unless I hear from you guys that you absolutely do want me to let all the towns upgrade their roads. And if I don't, that's probably something that I'm gonna do, like, either tonight or tomorrow. Ooh, why are you stopped? Hello? Oh. Okay. Manage line. This isn't going to be full load all, this is full load any. Yeah, that would cause issues occasionally. Yeah, this guy has 5 bricks and 6 grain. But since he was waiting for full load of everything, he wasn't going to move until he got 1 more brick, which was clogging it up all the way back to here. Nope, still going all the way back to here, because that dude wanted 1 more brick. So yeah, for mixed lines like that, full load any is a decent choice. And really, I don't necessarily need to keep it on full load right now. Yeah, I think it is best to have this sort of... Ooh, actually, this one is going to need some more. Although, actually, I'm betting that's probably just that it was clogged up for a while and it's going to be fine now. But, yeah, I'll bet you, a couple of trains full of bricks came in, and that one had, used up all but one, but that one, started backing up. And I'll bet you that also happened a few separate times, too. That should also help with the food. Yeah, we're doing all sorts of problem solving here. Let's see, this one. Yeah, and that's less than a full train's load. Although it's going to be up when that comes in, but we're getting a train in right now to take it away. So yeah, that one should still be having enough rate to keep up with stuff. So yeah. And I'm still super proud of this tunnel. I don't know. It seems like such a small thing, but it really is. I so like it. I mean, I wish I could have like actual arched roofs, but even just this is, so much nicer than like a generic 4-track tunnel. And I do realize that I, forgot to put the median in the middle for this bit of quad track, but as I'm unlikely to need a tunnel, I might eventually decide to put in a tunnel through there to maybe to that station to speed up the crude oil situation, but I don't really need to. I've got it running nicely, bypassing that mountain there. That's the more realistic way that you do it. I mean, the only reason I put this tunnel in here is because it was there just wasn't enough. I'd have to put a bridge in this side if I didn't, and this side, that lumber mill is right in the way. It would be really, I'd still have to put in a lot of tight weaving back and forth to get around the mountain this way. So it was and also I'll admit it, I also just really wanted a big massive tunnel to try out my new tunnel stuff. But I think that's going to be the only major tunnel on the map. In fact, I think that those 2 tunnels are going to be the only multi-track tunnels, period. I mean, I'm going to have, more crossover stuff like this, of course. Anyway, yeah, I did say I was going to try and get steel up and going today, didn't I? Let's see, what we're going to need for that is we'll need a line bringing this coal into here. And, well, actually, I need to use the restroom real quick. So, I'm not leaving you for good. I'm going to be back for probably another hour or so stream after. But we're just going to... Actually, now, let's grab one of our newly sped up oil trains. There we go. And we'll get into the cab of this guy. Yeah, we'll sit in the tender and look out while I go use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. And after that brief but very necessary intermission, That also should have given stuff a little bit of time to just sort itself out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's more like it. That's now properly shipping all of that. Okay, so now I think I'm actually gonna. This isn't gonna be like actual like passenger subway, but I think I'm gonna start having a bit of a subway system in my main city. In that I'm gonna use an actual train for this instead of a tram, because this is gonna need to be rate of 800, and that is a lot to ask of cargo, like a whole lot. So I think I'm gonna get a cargo station, and I'm gonna put it in just right up against it, like right there. You know, as close as it'll let me, which apparently is pretty bloody close. There we go. And I think I might actually even need actually I can probably put in a terminus access on the other end. Yeah, that'll help. In fact, I probably, even without messing with the road, that looks like it's about right to just put on a little. Okay, so a couple more things. Yeah. Oh, actually, I can go out 2 more platforms. So I actually think I'll do that, and then we will get just a little building here, and that gives us access, which hopefully to both. No, that doesn't extend it around far enough to connect up to this one. It doesn't look like. Well, let's see. Let's just see. If I come into here, that gives us a road connection there, which is a little closer, so that might just do it. Nope. Okay, maybe if I go ahead and cut the corner here, maybe that'll be enough. Nah, just isn't quite close enough. Okay, well, I will get rid of both of those useless bits of road then and let the houses build back. Sorry, guys. And we will just have to put in an access over here somewhere. Probably after this dips underground, it would be my guess. Yeah, and 4 platforms there. That should be probably long enough. So, we'll... Oh, okay, it actually won't let me put track along there. Well, okay then. So, apparently that's gonna be just extra cargo. That's fine, I guess. Okay, let's put in this. And get it defaulting to... Ah, lovely. Knew I shouldn't have tried to squeeze it in quite that close. But I just couldn't help it. Just couldn't help myself. It will give me a bit more room this time. That should also let me get in those extra 2 tracks. Yep. Track, and like scroll to it, and platform. Yeah. And I wish that you could put these like on the end there. That would be, super nice, especially for like my passenger station there. I could just like, come in and just like whack steps all down along there and just give them a ton of access to the station. Just little it's little things, but there are little things like that I would love to change about the game. But all in all, it's pretty great, except for when you have something like this where you just can't quite get a connection. But I can put in a little bit of road. I mean, it's not going to get all the way over to the other one anyways. So we can take this. Let's do the big road. It is an extension of that one, so yeah. And that gives us access to there. And then here, I'll probably put something that comes like from there out and around, maybe. Although I don't think that it gives you any connections on this side. I don't know. But let's see. Oh, the underground turn is actually set to -5 right now. If anything, we want it positive, because positive here is to the right, facing this way. So we could actually do a positive underground turn. What I'm wanting to do is come like in here, go around, and then go around again to a little station like right in there. Hopefully. I doubt it's going to happen, but let's see. So, just looking at that, it'll have to be a very tiny station, but I think I can probably just barely manage it. Anyway, so yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in, and I'm actually going to go right there. I want to see if this will let me do, oh, not that way, other way. So yeah, we want, yeah, I want to see if it'll let me do like straight up 90. Apparently it doesn't like me trying to tunnel under that. Well, alrighty. Actually, let's see if I do like a slight surface turn the other way. If it'll be a little more okay. And then, yeah, that'll be a net turn of 90 degrees to the right, and there we go. And it is fine with that. Oh, and actually, I can... Well, let's see. Will it let me boost up the portal height a little bit? Because it'll look better if... Oh, not 5. We don't want to go up 5. We want to go up... maybe 1.5? Apparently more than that, okay. 3? And yeah, you will happily do 3. So I might even go up to 3.5? 4, wow. This is really going into a slope, okay. So yeah, this actually doesn't have to slope down hardly at all, it just sort of cuts into the terrain rather than dipping down, which is perfectly fine by me. And then we'll need to do that same basic thing again, except the other way. Yeah, this one we're going to have to dip right the way down. It is going to let me. I think, yeah, and I'm going to put this... way up here if I can. Yeah. And hopefully it'll let me put in a station there. I might also have to like put in the station first and then go back and do this. Buildings, cargo, depot cargo. There we go. Super short. And we'll spin it around and hope. And no, it doesn't. Okay. And it also is colliding with that, isn't it? Okay. Well, we can fix that with building placement. Okay. Let's do my old faithful solution for squeezing in really tiny stations. We'll start off with this, and then we'll configure it. Rip off both of those. Go into cargo. Not cargo platform. Cargo platform, not cargo building. Cargo platform. We'll get there. And oh, it won't let me go back this way. Huh. Okay. Now, still, we want the extra capacity. So I'm going to do it. This will still give us the station capacity. Oh, actually, no. This is just drop-off, so we actually don't even need the capacity. So yeah, we're going to just do that. Actually, and I think I'm actually going to put it... I'm going to put... no, we still want the old one. But I'm gonna actually put both sides. And you'll see why in just a moment. So and then I'm gonna have, oh, that actually works out a little better than I hoped. You want that right there. See if I can. I think I'm actually also going to put this. No, it won't let me do that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna just have that there. And then our road. And when we get more bits, we'll do this across all four. This will be across all 4 tracks. But for now, it's just going to be straight out like that. Actually, let's see if I can get this a little straighter. I can get it lined up a little bit straighter. Oh, that's straighter with that. It's actually not straighter with that. But that's fine. And then now I'm actually going to start getting in the other half of this thing. So I wasn't going to bother doing this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now because now it's becoming useful. So we need one of these, come out like that. So yeah, we can actually do it like that and like that, and then build our way down. There, and hopefully, nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that bit in first, which is fine. I mean, it's no big deal. Yeah, and that gives us, though, our bit of the cargo area of the that area that's on this side. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and build this up to be even with that. And I really can't go this way on, oh, that actually looks like that's at max extension on the station. Yeah, that is. So we're going to put in a, so actually this is as far as we can really go. So actually I might go ahead and put in like, see if I can get in. Yeah, I'll do like, I don't want it quite right there though. Okay, so maybe if I do that, and then we remove that, and then we put that there, then I can do that, and that'll do it. And actually, with how much room we've got there, at least, although when I upgrade the area, that's going to have to shorten. So I'm not going to bother putting in a warehouse there. But I will remove those, get them out the way. Well, actually, I might actually do slips going out instead, because eventually that's going to be a single big container ship dock. Whereas this is probably going to be smaller cargo ships. So actually, yeah, no, I'm not actually going to do it that way. I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to stick it right out the middle there, and that gives us a slip on either side, so I can whack 2 landings in there. And then when we get the big container ship, it's going to be, it'll only be 1 ship going back and forth there. And we can just get rid of those 2 landings, have the 1 massive ship docking there, and then any other lines that we might need in, like, for instance, oil. can't put oil on the big container ship for some reason. So we'll probably have an oil line that'll come off of that more like finger pierce style one. And I might even put another one in over there. But anyway, the important thing though is that I can take that back to there, configure this, go into miscellaneous, put a little bit of road access right there, and then put a little bit of road right there. Take it. Oh, really? You're gonna be that way? Fine. I'll terraform. I'd hope that I wouldn't have to bother terraforming, but looks like I will, so I'm gonna. There you go. No more water there to be a problem. That's gonna go there. And boom. We now have... And fortunately, this actually is... Oh no, it doesn't hook up to that. That would have been awesome if it did. No, we don't have a connection over here, but I don't think this should need to connect to there. Yeah, because that coal and that coal are the ones that are going to be going via train out to that steelworks. Whereas both of these coals are going to be going via ship out to that steelworks. So yeah, that's fine. And then we'll go underground and just put in single big S-bend, hooking those two up. And that is going to, and we also need to give this depot access, which is going to be why I'm saying that this is going to be starting the subway system we're going to eventually have, because the depot access for this is probably going to turn into the subway eventually. So I'm going to have, and so when I do the swap out the tram for subway eventually, I'm going to have one of the underground stations, which actually I can start putting it in now. So underground station. So yeah, we're going to do just as one track of underground station. And apparently it needs to be a little lower. We want no slope. Still collisioning with something. Ah, okay. And unfortunately, this does do the nasty terrain clipping thing, so I might actually put it under there so I don't have to see as much of it. Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks so nasty the way it... I mean, I get why it does that, so that you can, you know, look into it and click on it and modify the stuff. But I think they... I don't know. Maybe I'll actually put it, like, up here so it doesn't ruin as much of my, you know, nice decorating work by clipping it. I don't know. Or I could put it, you know... But I do need to be able to see at least a little bit of it to work. Yeah, I'm going to be adding platforms to it too, so it's going to stick out. I don't know, trying to find a way that I can put it in here that it'll hide mostly. Yeah, actually, that'll do, actually, I think. Putting it, like, so that it's mostly hidden under that elbow, but does stick out a bit up there. Yeah, that'll do. Because I am going to have to come out, like, they've already built a building out here, and they're going to do more. So, that'll be my access to, like, the over there area. Or the over there area for... I'll stop. Sorry, that was bad. Anyway, but yeah, and now we can still grab this station and configure it. Because I am going to want a platform, at least on I mean, I'm definitely going to need a platform that side. And I'll need to use the fancy underpass mod to put in the actual access. But for now, yeah. The clipping, it's so ugly. I'm going to see if there are clip removing assets that I can, you know, like get the station sorted and then cover it up and never see it again. Like, I am fine with, you know, not actually seeing my underground subway system. Because I don't like the clipping. I really don't like the clipping. Yeah, for now, I'm just using this as depot access. So I might actually go ahead and delete the station after I've got the depot access fitted. So we're going to need something coming out of the depot. And I think I'm just going to plow right on through. So I'm going to need to remove, like, all of that. Jeez. So starting with that one, apparently. And definitely up at least that far it needed, probably further. It also doesn't help that I'm probably going to come from slightly different places every time, yeah. Oh, and apparently those ones are collision off, so it'll just delete those for me. So if I get it... Oh wow, and I really came from a good ways back, didn't I? Jeez. Huh. Okay, apparently it's fine with removing all of those ones for me. Yeah, so we're gonna come like... Yeah, it's like, you know, just through the hedges like that. And then I'm gonna go into buildings, grab this dude, and... Oop. Buildings. That dude, thank you. And I'm actually going to set this to be left hand, 90-degree turn, both underground and surface. Just, you know, really tightly spin around in here. 2, 87, 88, 89, and negative 90. Same thing here. And the reason I'm doing this with the scroll wheel instead of grabbing it and sliding it is because grabbing it and sliding it, it does fractional bits. But if I'm just doing it with the scroll wheel, it's, for some reason, doesn't. Ooh. Well, that's not nice. Okay, apparently I can't do that much above ground turn, but I probably can do a bit more underground turn to make up for it. So, let's take this back to 65, see what that does. Nope. 50. Now, let's do 45. 45 is a nice angle. Negative 45. Let's see what you do. Nope. Negative 30. There we go. Negative 30 will go in. If I do that. There we go. And I'm going to see just how sharp of an underground turn I can do before it starts. Okay, that's too much curvature, so let's see. Negative 100 is not. So that's 130 degrees of turn. Let's see. I'm just going to do this like... Okay, 102, 104, 105, 106. Okay, so 106 is the most I can get, so 136 total degrees of turning here on this extremely tight depot access. And then this, I am just going to firstly get back to that, and I'm just going to bring that right on into this underground station that's fortunately mostly hidden. I know that there are, at least in City Skylines, there are assets that just remove clipping. Like, it's literally just like a little bit of, concrete or grass or whatever that you can, place down, and it renders in a floor there again. But I want to, cover this up and, like, uncover it only when I actually want to see it and not just always see it. Okay, yeah, but none of that's anything particularly useful, at least not in this playthrough. Yeah, so anyway, so now that I've got my depth of access going into this, so this is going to, let's see, we're going to want a, oh geez, need enough that it'll, there we go. Okay, so, ooh, yeah, that's going to, we're actually going to have a, oh, come on, there you go. We're actually going to have an underground level crossing there, which, or is it going to do it? Oh no, it actually is going all the way under, okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, so we're actually going to have, that's going to be real tight. I don't really care, because I'm not going to see it, and that road isn't actually being used. So anyway, but yeah, I think we're going to want actually, we're going to want a station in there, aren't we? And I think, once again, I'm actually going to hide the station. I'm going to mostly hide it under there, is what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to just, just a little bit of it sticking out, like, there. Yeah, that's nicely hid. But I can see the end just enough that I can, like, come in here and I can grab it and configure it and do whatever I want. Yeah. But I would call that, a tasteful amount of clipping. Like, just a little access hole. But I'd still like to, have a no-clip install ballast asset that I can, oh, come on. There you go. I think that actually might be, giving me yeah, I think that actually is a underground level crossing, I think. Which I'm fine with. It goes in, it goes in. But, yeah, I don't know, I want something that I can, delete, get out of the way, and then place back in so I don't have to see it. Like, that's kind of the point of, underground, is it's, like, underground and out of the way. Anyway, now, from here, the actual subway is going to, turn off and go into the actual main city area, but this bit of it is just going to come over to here and join up with that and just be depth of access. And there we go. That is, I think, the first bit of our subway is in. We're not going to use it for a while, but it's there. And more importantly right now, that's in. And we can use some of those decommissioned bits to make this train. So we're going to grab, well, either way, we need to get stuff put together. So we want all the stuff that we're not using is going to be stored. So I think that what I'm going to do is I want, let's start with 20 trucks and 2 engines, let's say, for this. So that should, yeah. No, we need to remove 2 more. An engine off the back. And then we're going to take all of this. And I'm actually going to form it as a new vehicle that's going to have all the engines at the front and all the wagons at the back. just because it's, going to be a lot easier to manage within the depot if we have a single depot train instead of multiple, and if we have all the engines at one end and all the wagons at the other. It makes it easier to make new trains for the future. But yeah, and the reason I'm not actually bothering to put, extra engines on this to make it quicker is this is such a short shuttle that it's not going to really matter so long as it's enough to pull it, like, at all. Although I do want to check that, let's see. Yes, and it goes even just a little bit on high slope, and that's all I need. So yeah, we're going to modify that, and then, yeah, train 16 here. I'm going to go on that new line 8. Then let's actually grab the camera for this one so that we can see this new little underground section that I made. See how it looks. Yeah, and this is only the beginning to my subway that I'm going to be putting in. But, sorry, pouring myself a drink real quick. This is not bad at all. Although I do find it interesting that the section of the track has the concrete subway stuff, but the section of tunnel around the platform area renders in with the default tunnel stuff. Again, yeah, this is that other one that's under the cargo station and only there as placeholder. Well, that's interesting. Oh wow, it actually clips through the walls from that, from the tunnel entrance thing. I mean, it's only a graphical thing, and it's not actually clipping through the track section of it, but still. This is what I mean about, like, that's where, you want it to do various bits of clipping. Like, I wish, it had the tunnel set so that any texture that they go through clip, including the walls of other tunnels. I think it would make the tunnels in this game look a lot nicer if they did that sort of stuff. And then it'll reverse. And it's already got 112 coal in here, too. That's shipping 400, and that's shipping nothing because we don't have it hooked up in yet. So let's see. So this is going to have to come from, way over here. Little. There we go. And I'm going to keep it parallel so that I can put a slightly closer building access at some point. And then I'm just going to see. Is there a path connection over here? Oh, come on, you. Really? I know that... There we go. There's the path connection. Let's see. Is that enough? Yeah, we got both of them. And it's still, 400 from that one and 0 from that one because, And I love how it, like... No. Bad town. That's a not good road. Here, this is how you do a good road. Let's snap it straight. Oh. Okay. No, bad town. Bad. We want the road to go like that, and into the junction there. See, that's a nice road. It joins into a pre-existing junction. That road is a good road because it joins into a pre-existing junction, although it's not as good as it could be. It would be nicer if you, for instance, took it, since you're joining into just a random bit of road, you took your road and you went perfectly straight out. And even better if you went right along that building there. And that makes a nice straight road. I think I'm even going to do snaps, put on the snap straight. I think is a nice straight road for zoning. See, that's how you know, hook up this sort of thing nicely, town. Yeah, the building AI is questionable at best, but we love it anyway. Sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, that's, you know, we got connections to both of them. And now a few is being shipped from that one, but it really doesn't matter which one they're being shipped from, just so long as, you know. 400 coal is being shipped down here, and now that we're going to, you know, be upping this line rate by so much, we're going to need to, or upping what's being shipped out by that line, I mean, by so much, we're going to need to massively increase the number of ships there. In fact, yeah, I find that, like, about 775-ish is, like, the hard limit on what these early game ships can handle in a line rate. So I think that the oil and the other stuff are going to have to be separated, and these ships still aren't going to be able to handle the coal. And I don't think the cargo ships get here until, like, the late 1900s, either. The massive container ship. I think we should have the Schaffhausen fairly soon. Yeah, we do. But that one's loading speed 40, and this one's actually the best for high-rate lines. It's loading speed of 50. But you need more than that to handle 800. Just barely. Like, I find that, you know, you have to, like, you hit a point where, you know, you're meeting the line rate almost, and then no matter how many additional ships you dump on the line, it literally sits at like 799 out of 800, and that's the, like, hard limit set by how quickly the Dinar Castle can pull in, load up, and pull out. And the Dinar Castle, or the Klondike, or the Schaffhausen, all of those have a hard rate around there just because of this loading speed. That's why I don't use more ships than I do, is because that loading speed is so low. I mean, having a higher capacity will counterbalance a lower loading speed some, but, like, those I would actually say are about equivalent. Like, yes, this one's a bit faster, so it is a little better on that front, but, like, although this is one thing that kind of bothers me. This ship, you know, it's lower in tonnage, but it's actually slightly longer than this ship. But yet, and it used to be that this one and the other. Oh wait, I want cargo, not passenger. This one and the Zoroaster, the older tanker ship, were considered small, and this one was considered large. And they switched it around for some reason, and I'm not a big fan of that, because these ones actually do just barely fit, or did just barely fit on a small thing, and they don't look too ridiculous on a small dock. Whereas these ones do look kind of bad on a small dock. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, yeah, I do think, though, that now that I'm doing this, I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to say, look, you manage the line at, I need to rename that station as something more appropriate, but at the Blackpool Harbor, or no, I want to filter, at the Blackpool Harbor, you don't pick up the crude oil, and you don't pick up the fuel. You don't do it. And then we're going to have an entire new line that is just going to handle the crude oil and the fuel. And this line, I think, is actually going to wind up staying in even after we get the big container ships. Just because quite simply, there's, you know, we're going to need it anyway. But anyways, and I think I'm also actually going to go into here and go to terminals. And I'm going to say that this one is now going to be on terminal 1, and this one is going to be on terminal 3. Because that one is now only going to be dropping off for this, whereas that one is mainly dropping off for that. And I think I might wind up using the Schaffhausens instead of the Vandals, depending on load speed. Like, I find that with ships, load speed is your worst limiting factor. Yeah, 60 times. Like, that could handle a rate of 800. Barely, but that could handle 800 rate. That can. Now, we only need, like around 500 rate. 5 or 600. But still, I'm going to go with the bigger one. With the Vandals instead of the Schaffhaus. And they're also a lot cheaper. Oh, because they're a lot slower. And they're a lot heavier. Oh yeah, those are... Why are you not using the Schaffhausen? It's the same... I mean, except for that loading speed issue. The Schaffhausen is... Like, the Vandal is only worthwhile if you're shipping... I would say it's only worthwhile for shipping crude oil when you need to ship 2 oil wells simultaneously. And aside from that, fairly limited usage. Let's go with these. So yeah, I think we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? Ooh, I just realized I haven't been coloring my ships. So you, blue. And you're going to go on that line. And I'm actually going to grab line 1, manage vehicles, and you are also going to be blue. It used to recolor the hulls, I believe, in earlier versions of the game. Now it colors the smokestacks. I don't know. It's a subtler thing. I think I actually kind of preferred, you know, coloring the entire hull. And I believe these ones... Yeah, these ones color the bottom. And really the entire hull. You know, that's actually kind of odd. Like, so, I know a bit about, like, boats and ships. So, the way this is painted, we're going to pause this one. So, the way the paint scheme is on this, that red is an ablative bottom paint, which is for keeping barnacles and stuff off. You want the waterline to be below that. And the way this ship is set up, or the way the paint on this ship is set up, barnacles can grow on the regular paint above, which is actually not a good thing. But anyway, I also need to... no, I'm not managing the... I want to manage the line. And we're going to tell this one that at Blackpool Halt, we only want oil, and no, we do want fuel. Oil and fuel, and that is all. Because these guys can hold whatever. So yeah, we want those to just be picking up the fuel and oil, the liquids, and everything else we want shipping out on line 1. And I think that I'm going to terminals, and I want this one is going to go onto terminal 2, I think is the nicest looking. Yeah, there we go. And let's snap the liquids from, well, not from this terminal. This it'll just have to wait until it slowly gets rid of it. Because these guys are no longer allowed to pick any of that up. Yeah, and these guys, and this line is now only shipping the coal, which right now is rate 400, with the line at like rate 408. So actually, the rate went down a little bit when I swapped which terminal on the other harbor it's going into, which is fine by me. But, and the Schaffhausens are actually going to need around rate 500 on their line. So let's see, what is it now? 306. So I'm going to manage the vehicles and we want to not quite double it. So I think I'm gonna start by bringing this up to 10 ships, and then we'll check the rate again. 5. We might need like one more ship eventually, but for now, I think that's fine. I can see these guys coming out. Pulling up over to here. And, of course, coming out of there, they do the... Yeah. That's the thing with Transport Feature 2 ships. Once their route is set, there are actually things you can do to trick these ships into temporarily sailing on land. So if you... I mean, it's hard to do. I know that in earlier versions it was a little easier, but the path is basically once the route's set, unless the route gets changed, the ship will sail on land. Both through stations and, literally just over the ground. They just ignore any of that stuff. Which is but anyway. But yeah, we now have a nice fleet of ships zipping back and forth in here. And this is going to be getting a good stockpile of coal going. And at some point here, I am going to... Actually, right now is the point. I'm going to start shipping this by train into the station. And this is definitely going to... Because this is 3 iron mines. I mean, it should be drop-off only, which will help. Oh wow, it's actually going to be 3 iron mines and a farm. They're probably all going to go to this one station. So this is going to need a rate of 1,400, which is a lot. And I actually don't think that I'm going to... I'm going to save the older engines that I have and put those on smaller lines. Now we want 1, but we want it long. Now, I'm just going to see if we... Okay, so... Let's see, can we... Okay, so how far from that station is it willing to go to still connect? So it connects there. Okay, so, yeah, if we bring those... If we switch that, go into that junction, and hook up directly to that junction, we'll get both of those iron mines right off the bat. And then we can do just like a couple little tram services, a tram service for that, and maybe like a small train service for that one, I think. Yeah, that's just barely long enough to justify a rail shuttle. Barely. In fact, I might just put a station radius extender on it anyway. But right now, though, the important thing is that is dumb road building. This is smart road building. Join up to the existing junction, folks. But yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the train station, and I'm going to put it in. So it's running parallel to that road, and I'm going to put it right the way up. Actually, I'm going to come back just a little bit to make sure I have room. And then what we're going to do, hopefully, is take this, cargo buildings, small side building, right there, and with any luck, so apparently there is fine, there is not quite. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of finagling, because we're going to have to move these switches around, too. So yeah, we're going to have to take out those ones. I think we can probably just path the road around. But the other two, we definitely can't. So yeah, let's get one coming a lot more direct. Is that just... Nope, that's not quite enough either. And what we need is for it to snap a path onto this road. That might do it. Let's see if we upgrade. Maybe. Nope. Okay, I know. I knew that this was pushing it right from the start, but I hope. Although it's it still isn't putting up. Okay, that one's actually fairly securely connected too. So actually, I might. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna actually reroute this. And oh wow! As soon as I did that, it's fine. Apparently it just doesn't like having. Apparently it was that junction that was giving me the. Can I get a bit of this with yes tram track coming out that way and have it still work? Yes. Okay, that solves our problem here. Well, I think I'm going to curve it to be a little nicer. Curvy, please. And curvy you into there. And you don't break. And this is a valid I mean, it works, I'll put it in. And it works. Okay, good. But, I mean, that would have been a valid excuse to not use that junction. It was, causing problems. You were coming off. It was like four-way junction here, and then it just comes off there. But it is definitely better if you go ahead and, have a... I mean, not always. There are times when it's better to split up your junctions than to have, one big, 10-way junction. Although, if you have a junction with, enough roads to the point that it's becoming a problem, and all of those roads are going into that small an area, that's when you think about roundabouts. Roundabouts are your friend. But anyway, yeah, I think this is fine. And double check. Oh, wait, what? No, you stopped. No, bad. Okay, apparently it worked with tram tracks on that, but it still worked if I remove that. Yes, it will. Which means it's probably it's that path there. It's the directness on that. It is so barely connecting. So yeah, we are going to need to. I'm going to set it to keep instead of to no. We want curvy because curvy looks nicer most of the time. I'm going to push that as. Actually, now we'll bring this in up here. Have a little nicer of a junction. And okay, yeah. Oh wow. Okay, it's actually connecting to all three iron mines right off the bat. So that's actually nice. I didn't expect to get that. Oh, actually, looking at it, it kind of makes sense that I would get that. But, yeah, and then I think I'm just going to add another track on the other side and just do a little shuttle train down to probably there-ish to get the farm coming in. But yeah, for now, this is only even going to need a rate of 800. Although actually, I want to do my thing of always having turnarounds. And we can just have a level crossing for the other one to make it. Can I miss the field? Okay, I know there's a trick. You can sometimes trick it into. There you go. Yeah. You can sometimes trick it into going a little tighter than it wants to, but not so tight that it gives you a too much curvature warning. If you get a too much curvature warning, then you're just kind of screwed. But anyway. And because I can, I think I'm actually going to take this. I'm actually going to come over and first I'm going to come out here. And this is where I'm going to actually go in. I'm going to try and go in. I'm actually going to make this junction happen on the bridge. I think really cool. So we're going to come out and snap to the side. And, oh, it's not going to bridge. It's going to do that nasty thing, isn't it? Okay, well, I guess we're coming in at 62, which is not too bad for a junction. It's not good, but it's not terrible. And I'm gonna actually come with, although I could do it entirely on the bridge. That might go in, maybe. But let's just see. Let's just see. Like do like, you know, like that. And then let's see. Is it gonna make? No, it doesn't. Didn't think so. That's the problem with, you know, forcing these sorts of really low bridges. One can hope. One can absolutely hope. So yeah, we will have this start there immediately after the bridge. And we're going to go in with as long a switch as I can before it does. With collisioning with that corner there. And that's just gonna... And 71 is the limit there, which that's acceptable. And I'm actually going to come out onto the bridge a little ways. And just to protect the evenness of the arches, I'm going to come in right in the middle of one, which will force it to keep the same pillars and just extend them instead of moving those ones around. And then this is going to come out. Actually, let's just see what path it takes going straight in. Ooh, what did it do there? Ah, it's going parallel to that, no. Let's see if I mean, I can get it to make a bridge, but it's gonna pillar collision there, which I fully expected, but worth trying. So yeah, we're gonna have to come out, and we're just gonna... I think I'm going to try and keep this as quick. No, actually, yeah, that might be good enough. Even that, and then into there. Oh, it's pillar collision. Yeah, regular collisions are easy to fix. Bridge oh, that's because that's curving funky. We could definitely get around that, but I don't think it's worth the fuss. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go just... Oh, where are you, bridge? Oh, come on. That's too long. No, there's no. Just no. That is not too long. I've seen you make arches bigger than that. Really? Really? Jeez. Fine. We're going to come out a bit further with this. We want to just force it level for now. This is going to have to be a sharp turn, little turn here. But nothing to do about it. And I'm going to turn that off and let it start coming down, which is fine. And then we will bring this and directly connect to the station there. So actually, I could bring... Yeah, with the way this is going, I think we might be... No, because we couldn't get that under there. Yeah, we'll do this. And then this bit is going to go nicely through the forest there. And I'm going to try and merge it in. Oh man, okay, fine. Down to ground level. I'm going to come to there. Oh, no, stop it. No, you can't stop. Start. So we're going to come out to like there-ish. That'll be fine. And then we'll come in to as close to the bridge as I can go. And is that making a nasty junction? No, it's fairly nice. It's 96, but that's our current cargo speed anyway, so it's fine. And yeah, we've got yet another massive in-game but unnecessary but good for realism turn. Although this one with, you know, the massive flying junction isn't necessarily realistic, but it is certainly cool and efficient. And that's a little more important than realism right now. But, oh, I forgot to do the thing. Yeah, this little bit of bridge here, because it's being put in new, it goes in as the newer. Oh, okay, that was already the newer style. Then the rest of the bridge actually should be the older style. So we're going to go ahead and whack out all of this actually. I know that bit does go into the bridge, although I might need to give it some help this time. So yeah, we're going to take this across there. And, oh, that one there, it goes in as a bridge. And I'm going to do the old brickwork. And that should now, hopefully, give us the contrasty thing I'm going for, where it's very clear that, you know, this bit was built first. Actually, it's giving me slightly shorter of a bridge segment, which is kind of nice. But I want it to be, you know, very clear that this bit was built first, and then they came in and modified it and added this bit later. Because nasty's there, but it's not terrible. Although now the pillars don't line up like at all. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out and put it back in. And now it should snap to there. Yeah, that little bit will be older, but can't really help that. So yeah, there we go. Nice bridge work. And now we can get our line going in. New line from there all the way up to there. And since it's drop off only at this end, we should be fine, because the issue with the oil line is it's having to drop some stuff off and then pick up and then leave, whereas this is just going to be dropping stuff off. So this shouldn't be too bad. And it's also not going to be as big to begin with, although as it eventually that's going to be scaled up to a full 1400 rate. But anyway, yeah, we can start running this now. Oh, it's late 1924 though, so once I get this on, I'm probably going to go ahead and pause the date, so we don't like pick over right at the work off for a second. So yeah, I'm going to go with this is one that I'd started using for a while. It's a large Atlantic in the front and a Greyhound in the back. I found is a fairly nice thing. So yeah, and 40 cars in the middle, my usual mega train. So yeah, this guy, and this is grain and ore, so that one's the nicest. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one more because apparently it didn't register one of those clicks. And then on the back, go in here, and I'm going to use it's the Greyhound. Nope, there it is, Greyhound. And I could use like that guy, and that would actually give us an even more powerful train, which might be worth doing, give it quicker starts and stops. But, the Greyhound is actually a little quicker, although both of these are very shortly going to be relegated to cargo service only, so now we're going to go with you, just because. And then buy that, and we will make it blue, and that will go on to the newest line, which I really need to go in and rename all of those lines. But anyway, so yeah, it's currently 391. So, and right now we already need 800. So we're clone it, and I'm actually going to put a third one on too, because it's only going to need more. And I think that 4 to 5 is probably going to be what it's going to need in the end. But for now, we'll put 3 on. Start browsing our network again. But now we get A1s. Yeah, and once again, A1s only 120. Same for the A3, but the A4, a variety of variants that are like unspeed restricted for basically using it in like modern recreation trains, you know, what it can do rather than what it was allowed to do type thing. And so the A4, the unrestricted one, is max speed of 230. And using that with these British Pullmans, or other, you know, high-speed carriages that are going to be unlocking shortly, yields a really nice train. And once the A4 is unlocked, I'm going to go ahead and update my entire passenger service. And it's both going to be longer trains, and therefore less trains, and also faster trains. And, yeah, unfortunately, the A4 with no speed limit is also the also isn't allowed to. It doesn't have a reversed variant. So what I'd really like to do is if I had a reversed variant on that, because you have a reversed variant on the slower. But if I had a reverse one on that, I would actually do something very similar to like modern high-speed trains, except instead of electric units on either end, have an A4 on either end. And then I could have like just, you know, massive high-speed passenger trains that didn't have to turn around. But even without that, it's fine. Because I do have all the turnaround loops in, although if I'm going to be putting on bigger trains, I'm going to have to reroute this, extend that a little bit. I mean, this is only 80. I believe that one, or where did it go? That one is also only 80, actually. So all of these are going to need to be extended. You know. Oh, hey, we've got high-speed traction. Oh, no. No. Not 1925. Oh, fudge. Well, I guess that decides that question for me. Are we going to have all the roads upgraded? Why, yes. Yes, we are. Fun. But that one is still nice, and that one would look bad. So this one, gonna go ahead and lock. Are there any other sections that I want locked that I can lock? Yeah. Those I'm gonna have to do high speed, so I may as well do the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna go in. Actually, it's almost 6 o'clock, which is about time to end the stream. So we're gonna pause the date and stop spinning, please. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna pause the date, and I'm gonna do a let's do the cab ride on that new line 10 that I just put in, and I'm gonna rename it after. And we're gonna grab the very newest train on the line so far, and we're gonna jump on in and back it up and budge it down a little, get our cab ride actually in the cab. And then from here, I think that this. Oh wait, I forgot to hit play first, because of course I wouldn't actually hit play before. That would have been a very boring cab ride. Well, I think I'm just going to do this cab ride regular speed. I usually keep them at the fast-forwarded speed, but let's do a nice, slow, regular speed cab ride. And I'll sit back and enjoy it with you guys. Let's see. Let's budget up into here so we can actually look out the window as we go. Here. Or maybe I'll... Now, let's go sit on the foot plate. I haven't done a cab ride that way yet. Yeah, we're gonna be sitting here on the foot plate cam activated. And yeah, I'm gonna sit here and chill with you and we'll watch this. Ooh. Yeah, I think I might have to double check my blocking here, because looks like we're clogging up on the main line a little bit. We're getting too many massive trains going this direction. Actually, one thing that I could do to reduce the number of, like, ridiculous trains that I have going through is I have the ridiculous oil train, or crude oil train going the one way that's rate 1600 that way. And it's only, like, you know, rate, like, actually it's rate, like, 1800 going that way, but it's only rate 200 or 300 going back, I believe. Oh no, it's more than that, because that's the, refined oil. But I could probably ship the iron ore into that station. You know, there's nobody here to ask, but I think instead of any, yeah, we'll put a pin in it in the cab ride, semi-literally. Because I think that we're actually going to swap it so that that train is actually no longer going to be going that way. I think I'm going to have this train go this way. Because that section is, and I might even, curl it around and give it its own track through here. And this is going to be just a shuttle. Yeah, we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have, like, a couple of tracks of this be station track, because it needs a little bit to drop off. And now that we have high speed unlocked, we're going to use it. So we're going to join in there at the switch. And then we're going to follow this right round. And actually, since I decided to go the inside, that means we're not going to give it its own track. That's fine. So yeah, dip right into there. And it's going to come out of this side straight, and I'm going to lock it level. So it's just going to go right along with the passenger track. Then it's going to dip out into here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm just going to entirely rip out this whole flying junction that I just created. Sorry, but this is what's happening. I actually... Oh, no. So back up. I'm going to delete that one, and 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 all of these ones. And I'm going to leave that in. That's going to be the depot access. But I think we're going to have... I think I'm still going to do the flying junction just to keep it out of the way, but it's going to come out there and around into that bit, is what it's going to do. And this bit is just going to come across there, and then from there it's just gonna, if I can get a hold on it, there we go, it's just gonna go right round and just merge straight on into there. Got a nice, just little cut in there, and then we're still going to, do a flying junction here. We're going to come out. Since we have the high speed, I can now measure out better. We're going to come out at okay, first, I'm going to upgrade just that little section so that I can judge this a bit better. I want to come out so that the turn bit is 160. Because that is the fastest that the cargo line is ever going to go, is 160. So if I come out at 160, that is the, shallowest any cargo junction on this playthrough is ever going to have to be. I mean, really didn't have to go that shallow because this is going to immediately slow down. But good practice to always do, really nice junctions. And hopefully this will bridge. Budget up and then shift period till just barely bridges. Oh, don't give me that bridge killer collision nonsense. No. Thank you. And then we will put in our brick bridge. And that is the best it can do, but hopefully, yeah, I can whack it back at least that far. And then this is just going to come right around. We'll pull up alongside it. And keep it nice and quick. Once again, I actually I'm going to bring that back a bit, because once again, we only need 160. That's the fastest we'll ever need on a cargo line, is 160. And then this is going to come in. Once again, I'm going to upgrade a little bit here, and then I'm going to bring, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade all of that section, because upgrading the turn is actually a very good thing to do, because that turn was already slow. So yeah, and then this is going to come in at 160-ish. Oh, it slows down to 130. That's actually the end I need to worry about here, is that end. Oh, come on, you. Okay, so that is now 177. That's more than good enough. And there we go. And that is that hooked up. And now it's... So yeah, we actually want to come in here. Let's see, what's line 10 doing right now? Okay, so actually it's already pathing it to come up here and utilize the turnaround here. And so what I'm going to do is for starters, this is now going to be pathetically overrate. So that can go away, and instead it's going to go there. That's it. Oh, come on, really? You're really going to do this to me? Oh, because I didn't actually bother to... No, that's in. Really? Why? Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, so from there, you can definitely do that, coming up this nice long junction I just made for you. Okay, so we're gonna put a signal in just there. And I'm gonna say, line 10, you are going to come Boodle East, then you go to Boodle, then you go via that signal. Now walk. Oh, that's the train that's displayed there. Okay, okay. That would explain why it looked. So, can I delete this now? Okay, yeah, still doing the right thing. Okay, good. See, that's coming in nicely now. And yeah, it's now stupidly overrate. So we can take this one, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set line to that. Because this is now going to need 1600 plus 400, so that's going to be a little over 2000 rate going the other way, is what this is going to need. So, and then, so yeah, so yeah, that's actually enough there, and enough there, because this one still is going to need 1600 eventually, and I'll just leave the second train on there just because why not? And let's. Okay, so yeah, that's. Oh, okay, so yeah, we're gonna use the U.S. semaphores now. That the other ones have gone out of fashion or whatever. And I'm gonna put in at least a block up here, and a block maybe over there-ish. I don't know. That might help. Probably not though. And then we definitely want a block in right there. Yeah, and then we will go ahead and resume our cab ride, jumping onto this train, which is now going to be not going to the mines station. It's going to go to the refinery station, and two friends are going to go to the mines, or from between the two. And because I use the wonderful universal cars, I can just pick up the oil and the fuel and the ore all at the same station. And yeah, this will definitely be a lot more efficient than running that entire massive line all into the one platform. That's for sure. So, yeah.